Well, hello, everyone. This is, oh, you know what? I didn't change the logo on this.
No.
I missed it. This is the Sarasota Technology User Group, and I didn't even change the date on it. This is June 2nd, 2021, and I'll have to change that for the video. We start with the announcements. This is the classes and forums. They are limited to current STUG members only. Although some of the leaders of the STUG of the classes and forums do allow some people in some of the sessions. The Windows 10 Tips, Tricks, and Tech Talk hosted by Dave Gerber is every other Friday. This month it'll be June 4th and June 18th from noon to 1:30, but you have to register in advance. Dave is online right now, but he is having some problems with his eye. He's having a lot of problems with his eye. So I am going to substitute for Dave this Friday. So hopefully that's won't scare you away, but please come and join us. The iPhone, iPad applications and Saturday, and I didn't change the heading on that. Boy, I didn't do my job well, did I? I'm going to have Bill Crow edit this for me. But for June and July, Bill Crow will be doing application-focused classes. Each class session will focus on one or two iPad and or iPhone applications. The classes will be a combination of learning about and using these applications, plus addressing any questions you may have about the iPad and iPhone in general. And there's the various topics and the dates, and I will change the headings in those. The STUG Help Desk is scheduled for the third Wednesday of the month. Then the next one is June 16th from 1 to 2:15. You must register in advance. It's hosted by Jim Cerny. Now, when it says registered in advance, being a member, you should be getting the newsletter that's sent out at least 2 or 3 times a week, or several times a month, and not always 2 or 3 a week. But it should have the links to where to register for these various forums. Non-technical introduction to information and internet security by Paul Wax. Today, nearly all we do is in some ways handled by computers and the internet, especially over the last year. Much reliance has evolved in using computers, tablets, credit cards, retirement accounts, investments, entertainment, and medical purposes, just to name a few. These websites contain information about us and all aspects of our lives. We need to be protected against unauthorized access, which can result in identity theft, impersonation, and criminal use. So how do you protect yourself? What are viruses? How can they do your what can they do with your information? It's a 90-minute mini seminar describing that and answers these questions so that you can identify, avoid, protect, and defend yourself against such threats. That's Tuesday, June 8th from 12 to 1:30 p.m. Paul Wax is the leader. The Windows file extension and file types by Jim is going to be put on by Jim Cerny. Did you ever have a problem opening a file someone sent to you? Every Windows file comes with 3 or 4 character extension at the end of the file name. This extension or file type identifies the kind of file it is and what apps can open it. Pictures, for example, are usually a JPEG file type. Your picture files can be opened and viewed by many apps. Other file types can be used only with the apps that created them. In this class, we'll explore the most popular file types and what apps can create or open them. Wow. Class form registration is generally for members, and either you send an email to the instructor or they'll have a link. And please read those notices that go out that have the orange background to them, and it should explain what you need to do. I also run the Tech for Seniors. I'm a co-host with Ron Brown every Monday from 11:30 to about 1:15 Eastern Time. And we're on Zoom and we stream to YouTube. We do not get to Facebook because we can't do both at this point. It features resident experts Bob G., who is online with us tonight, Ray Baxter, and Dewey Cluse. STUG members are invited to attend this action-packed hour. And tomorrow, as we do every Thursday, is Tech for Seniors Live with the hosts, myself and Ron Brown and Bob G. And you can, it's not a Zoom meeting. You can just go to either YouTube or Facebook, go to the Tech for Senior YouTube channel or the Tech for Senior Facebook page. Everyone's invited. No login is necessary. And there's a chat in either one of those that we see the questions immediately and we answer them and just we chat for about an hour about technology. And then every second Sunday of the month, I do the Windows Special Interest Group for the Central Florida Computer Society. You're all invited to that. The next one will be June, I think it's the 13th. Sign up for the newsletter at hewie.net and you'll get information on that. For tonight, please add your name to the chat box. Add if you're a STUG member, your first and last name, the word member. And if you have, if you know your member number, put it in. If not, don't worry about it. If you're a visitor, please put your first and last name, what city and state where you're located, so we just have an idea where you're at. If you're a member of a user group, please put in the user group that you're a member of. But make sure you put in guest if you're a visitor or the word visitor. Here's our new logo. I'm sorry, the new header anyway for our website. Please make sure you go to the website often. It's thestug.org. We have a YouTube channel and we have a lot of videos from these meetings, as well as some of the forums and classes are posted up there too. We have a Facebook page with our new logo in the header and lots of good information there. And we also have a blog at stugsrq.com. And I am going to show you the premiere tonight of 2 promos, 20-second promos. So I am going to do that right now by stopping sharing. Actually, I'm going to share again. I just did that wrong. And so I just have to minimize this, move this out of the way. And let's do the blog first. Okay, that's the one for the blog. And let's do the one for the new brochure that we have. Something got in the way from my screen, so I'm going to do that one over again. Not sure what we're going to do with those, but I put them together. Let's see, what else have I got on here? These are your STUG leaders. And believe it or not, the speaker is here and Ann's going to introduce him.
I know. I just can't wait to introduce this man who seems to not sleep ever. I don't know how you do it, Hewie, but that is so fantastic. And thank you for putting all that together. Hewie Poplock is a former teacher, college instructor, business owner and manager, IT manager, and web designer. He's currently retired, but he is active in technology users groups, and he frequently speaks to and teaches groups who are mostly seniors. Hewie has hundreds of videos on YouTube. Hewie Poplock joined the Tampa Bay Osborne user group in 1982 and was amazed at how computer users helped each other. When he bought his first PC, He joined the Pinellas IBM PC user group and was active as a member until moving to Florida, Orlando in 1987. He joined the Central Florida Computer Society, or CFCS, and is a 4-time past president there and the program chair for many years. He is chair of the Windows Special Interest Group, or SIG, and he gives a remote Windows SIG presentation to the CFCS members each month, even though he moved to the Sarasota area. He's a member of the board of directors of the Sarasota Technology Users Group. He's also served as our international APCUG vice president and was webmaster for their DuPal website and a past president of the Florida Association of Computer Users Groups. Hewie works mainly with senior citizens and recently discovered how the Google operating system, or Google OS, satisfies the needs of most parents and grandparents. He is co-host. He and co-host Ron Brown have a weekly Tech for Seniors, which you just heard about. It's a webcast and a monthly learning Chromebooks webcast. This man, honestly, I don't think he ever sleeps. But let's he's going to talk to us tonight, oh, by the way, about Evernote, the basics. Evernote is something that Hewie uses because from what I read, he has almost 17,000 notes in Evernote. I don't know if he ever sleeps, when he ever sleeps, but we are delighted to have him with us tonight. Let's give a great welcome to Hewie Poplock. Hewie.
All right. Let's see. We'll close this one up and open this. And as Ann said, I'm going to talk about Evernote. If you're not familiar with Evernote, I hope by the time we finish this, you'll have an idea of what it is. To give you an idea of how you might use Evernote, somebody asked a question thinking it was had to do with finances and so on. It's a way of storing information. I know I have one particular friend in particular. I have one friend who, whenever there's a magazine, a newspaper, he cuts out articles, and he's got stacks and stacks of these things. But you know what? If he needs to find one of them, there's no way he's going to ever find it. Well, what Evernote does, it does that all digitally, and it makes it very easy to find the information. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. Some of the basics of Evernote and how you might want to use it, and especially on how I use it. As I mentioned earlier, Hewie.net is my website. I just redid it, and this is what it looks like. Lots of really good information there, and a lot of links to my channel and other channels, including Tech for Seniors, YouTube channel, Bob G's channel, and so on. And I do the Windows SIG, and I post all the information and post a copy of the recordings on that as well on my website. We do the Tech for Seniors on Mondays, but we're here to talk about Evernote. What is Evernote? It's a note-taking app or application, and it's similar to Microsoft's OneNote. It's usable on all platforms, on desktops, laptops, tablets, smartphones. It's both cloud-based and local. The installation, you go to evernote.com, you create an account for free, and you can download for each of your devices. For Windows, Macs, iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch, Android Chromebooks, Evernote on the desktop of virtual machines on Mac and Windows. And there's even you can get to it through the web, and you don't have to install a program. You just go to it to your website, sign into your account. So it's flexible organization. Evernote doesn't force you to organize in a certain way. Create a system of notebooks or don't organize at all. Any note is a quick search away. It's available everywhere. I have an iPhone and a Windows computer, Android and a Mac. It's like using Linux. Unlike most note-taking apps, Evernote works on them all. Web Clipper. Some note-taking apps strictly limit what you can save online. Evernote's Web Clipper lets you save and annotate web pages, images, and PDFs. Character recognition. Find notes by searching for keywords, even if the words appear in photos, whiteboard scans, business cards, handwriting, or documents. And I'm going to demonstrate and show you some examples of these things. A web application. Many note-taking apps lack a fully functional web application. Evernote Web offers a complete lineup of features from any major browser. App integrations. Evernote works with the apps you rely on, including Google Drive, Slack, Outlook, Microsoft Teams, Zapier, and Gmail. The new Evernote for Mac and Windows, they rebuilt the app from the ground up to make it easier for you to create notes quickly, customize them however you like, and find information in an instant. Now, I was very hesitant. The previous version of Evernote was version 6 and 6 point, and there were numbers after it. The new version is 10. So there's no 7, 8, and 9. But I was hesitant because I didn't want to lose, if I went to 10 on my PC, am I going to lose the ability to read any new notes that I post if I'm using 6 on my Chromebook? And what I found out is, no, the notes are all stored separately, so it doesn't matter which version you're using. And in fact, if you don't care, you can on your PC, you can still have version 6 and version 10 on the same computer, and it looks at the same information. So the home consists of widgets that display your content in a convenient and streamlined view. All customers have a notes widget, scratch pad widget, and a recently captured widget. Evernote Premium and Evernote Business customers have additional widget options, as well as the ability to customize the appearance of their home in Evernote. It has an editor, more control over the appearance of your notes. Use semantic headers and tables to give structure to your notes, or change fonts, colors, and highlights to add a personal touch. I don't do a lot of those. Sometimes I play around with the fonts just to match stuff up. Checklist. You can indent items. You can drag and drop to reorder them and enjoy the satisfaction of crossing them off with a single click. Now, a lot of this isn't making sense to you, but I'm going to demonstrate, and I'm going to show you some screen captures of demonstrations of some of these things. Adding rich content like audio, photos, attachments, and sketches is quicker and easier with the new multifunction insert button. So these are all things in version 10. And they redesigned the formatting toolbar as well. The search, save time and keystrokes, get real-time search suggestions as you type to find what you need faster. Filter your searches by tag, attachment, PDF, URL, and more. You can make searching your Evernote superpower. Combine keywords, tags, or locations to find exactly what you need, then save those searches and use them over again with just one click. Now, the user interface, in the new version, the main screen has a cleaner, more modern look that's consistent across all your devices. It's easier on the eyes and easier for you to get stuff done. You can now change the default width of your notes. You can choose optimize readability for a more focused view, or fit to window for maximum information on screen. A lot of these things, you'll get to see some of these things in action, but if you're an Evernote user, these are some of the updates in the new version. And the foundation, this update moves the app to a new code base that's more stable and reliable for fewer hangs or crash errors. The new code base means Evernote can fix bugs quicker and release new features more often. There was a new update today and there was one about a week or so ago. Syncing data across different platforms and devices is smoother and more seamless than before. And Linux, you can now install official Evernote client on Ubuntu and Debian-based Linux distributions. From an article, this was from an article March 3rd, 2021. For years, the desktop client of Evernote was not available for Linux. Evernote promised a Linux application some time ago, and its beta version is finally available for Ubuntu-based distributions. I couldn't find a link to that beta from several that I saw in several articles. So to apply to test it, you do have to go to Evernote and go to their early access and apply, and you may become a tester and be able to use it then. Okay, so what about Evernote? It's made up of notebooks, and notebooks are like folders. They contain notes, and notes are files which could contain text, snapshots, audio recordings, attachments. So the Evernote hierarchy is a note, then a notebook, and then a notebook stack. Creating notes, you right-click on other notebooks. Do I put everything in one notebook? No, not really. One notebook for each project, maybe. One notebook for each type of note. One notebook for each person or client. You may stack notebooks. So there's a lot of different ways in which you can organize your notes. Creating notes. There are some templates. And here's what the templates, here are some of the examples of templates. You just type in plus for the new note, and you have a choice of a blank note, a meeting note, a to-do list, a weekly planner, a project planner, lecture notes, essay online, a meal planner, and daily reflection. But the blank note, you can create it to do whatever you want, but then you can also save things that you read, and I'm going to be demonstrating that. But okay, so here's what a blank note looks like. It has some editing capability. It's not a Word document type editor, but it's got enough that you can change the text, the font, the color, and whether it's bold or italic and so on. And then you can put a title in, and you just start writing, or you can drag files or choose a template, whatever you want in that blank note. And if you're doing a blank note, you can have a numbered list, a checklist. You can insert links. You can have it left aligned, center aligned, right aligned. You can indent it. You can outdent it. You can strike through things. You can superscript and subscript. And if there's already something there, you can simplify the formatting or remove the formatting if you wish as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with a note once you've got information in it. This is what the meeting note template looks like. So if you take notes at a meeting, you can just, you got your laptop right there, you just open it up, go to a meeting, and just start filling in for your note. A to-do list, it creates checkboxes, which you can actually check. So as you do them, you can check them out. A weekly planner, you can put Sunday and then again, have check marks and then put information in there. These are the templates that you would then fill in. The project planner, and it does go out to, I think, 5 weeks, and you can have different colors for not started, on track, at risk, blocked or delayed, or completed, and you can have different tasks. Lecture notes, an essay online, an outline, you can actually work from an outline and just have that as your note, and then just start filling in the spots that you want. A meal planner you can do as well. And then a daily reflection, what went well, what didn't go well, and what can I improve on, that you can have as again, a template. Okay, you can add tags. You can have tags, and you can have up to 100,000 tags per account. Now, notes can have multiple tags. Therefore, a note can exist in multiple containers. I don't use tags. The search is so good in Evernote that I think tagging is just, and I add so many things that I just don't take the time to do the tag. I know a lot of people who live by tags. So, and they can be nested into multiple hierarchies as well. And that permits you to create your own structure. You can have it on several devices. Now here is my Evernote, and you can see I have it on several devices. And you can either add it, or you can add it to a device or subtract it from a device. Now you can't have Evernote on multiple devices and use the same database without purchasing one of the licenses. If you use the free account, I believe you can have it on 2 devices, but you can't have it on more. And you might only be one. I think I have it in one of the slides. I don't recall off the top of my head. But here's a close-up. These are just my devices that I have it on. I've got it on my desktop. I have it on my Samsung phone. I have it on my the Android Google NAMI is my Chromebook. I have it on my iPad Air. I have it on my Surface. I have it on my older desktop, which is now gone. So I really should revoke that because I don't need it. But you can see that you can have it on several devices. And as soon as you save something as a note, it is then populated and accessed by any of the other devices. Is it secure? How Evernote stores your data. Its cloud-based storage services like Evernote don't exist in some sort of a mystical cloud place, but instead on a remote computer and accessible to anyone who obtains the username and password. The more accessible the data is to you, the more accessible it is to would-be attackers. So you want to have a good password, and you want to protect yourself. Offshored cloud-based storage is a convenience, but recognize that convenience does carry risk and is probably not the best storage choice for sensitive information. Security. Evernote users trust us. That's from Evernote. This is from their own security page. With billions of their notes, projects, and ideas. That trust is based upon us keeping that data both private and secure. The information on this page is intended to provide transparency about how we protect that data. We will continue to expand and update this information as we add new security capabilities and make security improvements to our products. Evernote uses industry standard encryption to protect your data in transit. This is commonly referred to as a transport layer security, or TLS, or secure socket layer, SSL technology. In addition, we support HTTP strict transport security, which is HSTS, for Evernote service, which is evernote.com. We support a mix of cipher suites and TLS protocols to provide a balance of strong encryption for browsers and clients that support it, and backward compatibility for legacy clients that need it. We plan to continue improving our transport security posture to support our commitment to protecting your data. In other words, they are doing a lot to make sure that your data is secure. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 versions. There's a version 6 and a version 10, and you can have both. If you get it now, if you have not used it before, you should start with 10. So the version 6, it looks like this. And you'll see, and I'm going to explain what some of these things are as we go through this. So this is the Evernote version 10. You can see they look similar. The information is a little bit clearer in this, and there it is. And this was showing the same data, and all I did was screen capture from the 2 versions at this the same day. So I hadn't added new notes, so that they were the same. Each of these are notes, and I'm going to explain what the different columns are and so on as we go. This is what it looks like on an iPad. Again, the same information. This is what it looks on what it looks like on an Android phone. On my Chromebook, and the web version. So you can see it's very similar. So you're not learning a whole different way of looking at it when you're going from one device to another. And the version 6 screen desktop looks like this. And here's some more of that. And I will talk about the items here. So what we have first is the notebooks. Remember I said you have notebooks and then you have notes underneath them. So you'll see that I have notebooks. I have the SIG meeting. I have a date, Adobe Connect, Android, and those numbers in parentheses is how many notes are in each one of those notebooks. These are the various notebooks, and you can see the particular note that I'm looking at. It tells me what notebook that it's in. It happens to be in Hewie's notebook. That's my catch-all when I haven't given it a name. And then you'll see the share, and you'll see, so there's different ways you can look at information in your notes as well by either clicking in the menus or right-clicking. And when you click the share button, you'll see you've got share note, copy the URL, social, or send a copy. And then if under social, you can post it to Facebook right from Evernote or to Twitter or to LinkedIn. And the double dots up in the top right, you can set reminders. You can save whatever you have as a template. If there's a present mode in version 6, that is not in version 10. That's the one thing I do miss. I did like that. It just made like a slideshow of any group of notes that you wanted. But you can print a note, you can email it to somebody, and of course you can delete it and you can customize it. And you'll see that you can also edit any of your notes using the edit bar along, it's along the center there, but it's actually along the top of the note. Now, here's the version 10 screen. What I've done is on the right, I've enlarged what you see on the left. And again, it's got, at the top, it has, you can have a home, you can have shortcuts and recent notes, and then you have notes, and then you have notebooks. And underneath the notebooks are the various titles of notebooks, and each one of those does have notes in it as well. Just like I showed you in version 6, this is a little bit different way of presenting it. But you'll notice here, if there's a search box, and you can search for anything you want, and it will search all of the notes. If you want to create a new note, you just click the plus sign in the green box, in the green circle there. Here's what version 10 looks like. If you go up to the, you can share it, or if you go to the 3 dots, you get more actions. And what those actions are that you can have, you can open in a new window, you can share, you can move, you can copy to, you can duplicate notes, you can edit tags, you can add. So there's a lot of things you can do with your notes once they're there. And as I said, you can share them. You can make a shareable link. And you can edit and invite people to look at the various notes. And you can insert links in your note. You can change the way it looks and so on. And you can simplify the formatting or remove the formatting if you don't like the way it's formatted. So remember I said the search in it is just fantastic. I have 17,000 notes, over 17,000 notes in my Evernote, and the search is almost immediate. And all you have to do is type your search into the box, and it has fantastic results. Let me give you some examples of that. Using the search, you can select which notebooks. You can do some keyword searches with any operator. You can use all the keywords in your search or any. So there's different ways you can do the search, but I'm going to do a search right now for the word mayor, M-A-Y-O-R. And as soon as I do that, I want to show you the power of the Evernote search. And the only way to do that is real time, so you get an idea how fast and how complete this is. What I want you to note is the fact that there are 16,835 notes in my Evernotes. And I am going to do a search for the word mayor. All I do is type in the word mayor and press enter. From the 16,000 plus, it narrowed it down to 54 notes that quick. We're going to come down for the first one that I want to demonstrate right here. This is a PDF that was saved from a website that we want to make it full screen, and we come up and hit this, expand it. Notice that it honed in right down here in yellow, and you should be able to see this, and I'll zoom in on it. The word mayor. I'm going to show you a clip of this enlarged so you can see how poorly the quality of the PDF is and the fact it still found it. We want to look now at our next example. Here is the photograph that I'm talking about. And you'll notice in yellow, just highlighted, is here is the word mayor is there twice. And it found it within a JPEG. The third example I want to show you is an example of handwriting. I'll click it. And you'll see here, this is what it looks like. And it did highlight it, and it found the word mayor. You'll see it didn't pick up the word mayor here, but my M, this is my handwriting, by the way. The M here is not very well formatted, so it didn't pick it up, but it did pick it up in the next sentence by handwriting in a search. Understand that's important. And notice how fast it was in finding all of these examples. Okay, so this is the article. Remember, we're searching for mayor. And look at the quality of the PDF. It's terrible. And yet it still found it and highlighted it. And in the picture of the word mayor, here's a larger view of it. And you can see that it found it within a picture. And this is the handwriting. You can share a notebook with other users by right-clicking on the notebook you would like to share and then clicking Share Notebook. Click Share Public Link to share your notebook publicly, or share with individuals to share with invitees only. I don't do a lot of that, but what I have done is mailed a copy of a note to somebody, and they didn't have to have Evernote on the other end to be able to read it. Now, Web Clipper, it installs as an add-on or an extension to Edge, to Chrome, to Firefox, and Safari. So on all of my devices, I've installed the Clipper add-on extension to whatever browser I use on it. So I can automatically, when I go to a website, I can just clip whatever I'm viewing on that web page. I can clip it and save it automatically right into Evernote without doing a lot of work. All I have to do is click on that. What it does, it'll bring up this dialog box, and it'll say, okay, do you want it as an article, a simplified article, a full page, a bookmark, or a screenshot? And some of these will change depending upon what you're looking at. For instance, if I'm looking at a video, it will say YouTube video, and it will actually save the link and connect to that video. And then you can organize it. You can put in your tag. You can add whatever tag that you want and whatever designator you want. So this is what a web page might look like. So when you go to a web page, it's a huge, long page. And so I can come up as I'm on the top of the page. I look at the little elephant, which is the logo of Evernote and the clipper. And I click on that. When I do, immediately it'll come up and it'll say, do you want the whole article? And I mentioned these. So let's take a look at what they're going to look like. As a simplified article, it takes all of the menus out and all of the extraneous stuff, and it saves just the article itself and maybe a picture or two they're in it. But if there's any ads, they're not in it. Sometimes it'll have a space and it might say ad or advertisement, but you don't see the advertisement. If I want the full page, I'm going to get all the menus and all the other stuff. Or I can just bookmark it and it'll give a little synopsis of what's there, and it will give the link, and all I have to do is click on it. And that's what that would look like. Now, if I highlight something in an article, one of the choices could be selection. So it would only save in that note. It would make a note and just with the information that I've highlighted. And then you can organize your notebooks. And this is up to you how you want to do it. You can create your own notebooks that you're going to put it in, and any tags, and you can do that in the same clip. When you do it, you can just click whatever word is there. It may try to figure it out, but if it doesn't figure it out right, or if you want to change it, you can just click the up arrow. You'll get a list and you pick and choose which notebook you want it to be in. So again, here's what the web clipper looks like. And I use this all the time. Whenever I'm on a website, all I do is, I want to save this article. I hit the web clipper. I save it as a simplified article or the whole article, depending on what I want to do. And I save it, and I can go back and read it at any time. And I can also search on it. And I've also got a record of it. And it's all in one place. I don't have a stack of newspaper articles on one table and a box of old magazines somewhere else, and some things on my desktop computer and some other things on my laptop computer and some other things that I saved on my phone. I've got everything in one spot on all of my devices. You can encrypt a note, and this is how you would do it. I don't do this, but if you wanted to encrypt a note, you can, but make sure you enter a passphrase into the form. But once you've set that passphrase, confirm it, and it's encrypted, make sure you remember what that passphrase is. You're not going to get it otherwise. So you can encrypt the note, encrypt the selected text, and it will encrypt it. And then you choose the passphrase that you want. Just remember, you want to just be sure you can remember, or you write down in your password manager what the encryption passphrase is. It plays well with other programs. Evernote does. You can have it. This was in my Outlook, and it says save to Evernote. So if there was an email, for instance, that I wanted to save in Evernote, all I have to do is click on it. It'll save that email to Evernote. And Evernote gives you an email address. Now I've got it blocked out because if I gave it to you, or if I posted it on this in a video, anybody could send me an Evernote, and because when it goes to that email address, it automatically puts it into Evernote. But there are some times where all you need is the address of something, and just send it to yourself, and it automatically will put it into Evernote. So if you don't have a way in which you can clip it, or sometimes articles just they don't clip properly, or if you have a problem with it, you can just take whatever you're doing, send it as an email, and it will automatically go in as a note. And then you can go back and edit it or clean it up if you want. Now, how much does Evernote cost? Well, there's a free version. The free version has changed over the years. When I first started in 2008, you could do a lot more with the free version. But with the free version, you can sync up to 2 devices. So if you've got a phone and a desktop, that's all you probably need, and you're fine with the basic, at least to begin with. You can find notes fast with the search and the tags. You can apply the rich formatting to your notes. You can clip web pages. You get 25 megabytes maximum note size, and you can get 60 megabytes monthly upload limit. That's a lot of uploads when it comes to just doing what we're talking about. The premium is about $8 a month, or it's $70 a year. You save a few dollars by paying it by the year. There is a business plan. Probably none of you would ever use the business plan, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But the premium version at $8 a month gives you everything that you get in the basic, but you can sync unlimited devices. So because I have it on so many devices, certainly the premium is what I want. You can access the notes offline. You can annotate the PDFs. You can search inside, text inside Office docs and PDFs. That searching, for instance, that I did in that PDF, you wouldn't be able to do that in the free version. You can create custom templates. You can customize your home. You have 200 megabytes maximum note size, which is a large note. And you have 10 gigabytes monthly upload limit. I've never reached it. And as I say, I do a lot of clipping throughout the month. So capture and customize, both basic and premium. You can scan handwritten notes, whiteboards, receipts, and more. Clip, organize, and share web pages with Web Clipper. You can attach photos, PDFs, spreadsheets, Google Docs, and other files to your notes. You can use a variety of fonts, highlight colors, and formatting tools. And you can record audio notes. And you can create to-do lists with checkboxes in any note. Now, these are all both basic and premium. And you can annotate images. And you can apply templates to your notes from a wide variety of options. Now, on the premium only, you can annotate PDFs. You can create and save your own custom templates. You can scan and digitize business cards to create a personal database of contacts. And if you got business cards in there, you do a search on a company and it'll find that business card. Forward emails directly into your Evernote account. Remember, I told you you get an email address. Well, you can use that in the premium version only. Okay, be more productive using Evernote. Now, this is in both basic and premium. You can add reminders to your notes. You can create your own filing system with notebooks and keyword tags. You can find any note, search filters, and get suggestions as you type. You can connect Slack and MS Teams to save conversations and track decisions. You can connect your Gmail account to save important emails in Evernote. And you can search for text inside images and handwritten notes. Now, in the premium only, you can also customize home to fit the way you work. You can connect your Outlook account to Evernote. You can search for text inside Office docs and PDFs. You can see a version history of your notes and restore notes to older versions. You can email and chat. There is email and chat support with Evernote. And that's pretty much Evernote. And I'll answer lots of questions, I'm hoping. So I'll stop the share. It looks like everybody's awake, I think. And I don't think we lost too many. We gained quite a few in between. This is being recorded, so if you missed the beginning of it, you'll be able to get it. But you have an idea, I think, now of what Evernote is. And if we have some time, if you need to, I can even go out and I can show you live. This was done about a month ago, and I'm up. I got a lot more notes. I add notes all the time to my Evernote. So let's start with some questions. Anybody? Oh, come on. I wasn't that good.
I have one, but I'm not sure it pertains to the operation of it. There are several several link systems, several systems that are called Ever something. Like I know of Everbright for events and Ever whatever. Is this part of that, or is it something?
No,
totally
those are all separate items.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's not like Google this and Google that. No,
Okay.
What you thought of was called Eventbrite, not Ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you take a snapshot? Like, let's say you take a picture on an iPad and then you have it also in the note and it will show up on your Mac
Yep.
or vice versa?
Yep. In fact, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to, let's see if I can do this. Let's see, minimize this. Whoops. I'm not sharing, so you don't see my screen. Let me get out of this and let's see what I can do here. Trying to think what I want.
Is that also in the basic program, or do you have to buy the premium?
Let's see. No, once you put something in a note, it's as a note. Let me share my screen. Let me just show you my Evernote. And I'll just bring up Evernote. You notice I have two of them down here in the bottom. This is version 10, the other one's version 6. But let me bring it up. I don't think there's anything that you shouldn't see, because I do store some things that might be passwords and so on. Okay, this is shared by me. I'm not sure what I was looking at here. Well, I was doing a search, I think. And so let's see, I'll go back here. Yeah, I was doing a search. Okay, I want to go to home. Come on. Wouldn't you know it? Now it's not going to work the way I expected it to work. I just did an update today, and I don't know whether that's affected something or not. But let me, let's see, go to notebooks. There we go. And notes. There we go. This is how I usually look at it. So here's an article. As I said, I have over 17,000 notes now. But here's an article 3 hours ago I grabbed on a particular website. And I just did the grabbing and put it up there. Now, your question had to do with put something on.
Like a screenshot, like a screenshot,
Okay.
and put it on
well,
another, and then it
yeah.
will show up on another
It'll
device.
show up on everything. Absolutely. Let's see if I've got something here that I did a screenshot of. These are pretty much just articles that I keep finding. This was a screenshot, I think. No, that was an article. But yeah, if I did a screenshot, put it in my notes, as soon as I save it, it's on all of the devices that Evernote has. It's in my Evernote.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in the process of like organizing storage. So I think that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, and you can put pictures in, you can put PDFs in, you can do screen captures of websites, you can just do screen captures and so on. Absolutely. And it's in there and searchable.
Wow. Boy, that will save time.
Especially when you have 17,000. And you
Yeah.
saw that in the video that I did. I didn't edit that. That was actually the time that it took to search. Let's just go back and see, share my screen again. And just to show you what I'm talking about, if I do a share or search and let's say I do it on, I'm going to just use the same one. Well, I can use a different word. Let's say Utica. That's the city I was born in. Bingo. Found 44 notes with things about Utica. There was my father's business after he abandoned the building. And that was in a newspaper article. And that was in the Utica newspaper. And you can see it highlighted Utica. And this, again, not a very good version of that. Here's selected local history and genealogies. And so all of these things are right there. It's just that fast. You saw it went through 17,000 notes and found 44, and that just, you saw it live on how quickly it found them.
And so the other question I have is if, do you need to create the file first?
No.
And then you don't?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Let me demonstrate. We'll go here. I am going to just move this over in the corner. Let me open up my browser. It's probably open anyway. Let's just go to a website. I don't like to go to Facebook because it's got names and stuff on it, but let's just go to Amazon and just find something that I looked at. Well, here's something I just bought for Robin to be able to here's something that was delivered. So I ordered one of these things for my kitchen. Okay, so I want this article. So I just say, okay, let's just say, okay. I click the little thing here, the web clipper. Don't give me a hard time. It usually comes right up. Okay, I'm just going to, well, let's just grab this information right here. Let's just highlight something here. And then click the web clipper. Okay. This has to do with the Zoom, I'm quite sure. There it comes. Let's see. All right. No. For whatever reason, it's not doing it. So let's just go to YouTube. No, I don't want YouTube is not a good place to go. Let's go to news. Okay, so here's a page. I have no idea what I'm going to find on it here. Okay, I don't want to be political, so we'll find something. Hopefully it's not political. Boy, is that hard to do. All right, you're just gonna, this is going to be a video. All right, when you know it. Okay, well, let's just, and then try to do it here, loading web clipper. And notice here, I can bookmark it, a screenshot. I can say, okay, let's do a screenshot. Okay, what do I want a screenshot of? Right here. Save the clip. And then we're going to go into here. We're going to clear the search. And there it is right there. And when I open it, it's there.
Okay, so now you're putting the name on it. You're going to file it somewhere.
Well, it's there. It's filed.
It's
I don't
there.
have to do anything to it. It's
Oh,
there.
wow.
And it has all of the information. It tells me where that came from. There is the article. I can edit something. I can add more information in there if I want, but it's there. When I click on it, double click it, this is what I just grabbed and put. Now this was a screen capture, so it's a picture.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have just said, okay, just take that page and save that page, and it would do that, or a portion of that page.
So you had to make your cursor save it. It's not a screenshot.
That was a screenshot.
That was a screenshot. Okay.
That
I
was a
thought
screenshot. So
using
that was
your-
a picture. So that was a picture. That was a JPEG. But I could also tell it if I go to a share. Let me go share my screen again. Let's go to. Let's just try. Let's the STUG. .org, and let's come down here, and yeah, this is as good a page as any. I can say okay, load the clipper. Now, if I want the whole article, it's outlined in green, so you can see the green line on the sides over here and over here. So everything in there. Or if I want the simplified article, it's just going to save the simplified information. I can do a full page, or I can do a bookmark of it, and it will just tell me what's on the page and give me a link. But if I do the article and I just say save the clip, it's syncing, it's done. And now if I come over here to my Evernote, there it is already, and it's right here. If I double click it, and there's the article.
Wow. And then you could
then-
email.
And
could
you can
email
edit it, you can copy and paste from it. You can,
Oh, wow. Cool.
it's all right here. If I make it wider, it's all here. So, and it's linkable.
Wow. Thank you.
Any other questions? You can see how I save myself a lot of time. I can look through a whole bunch of articles, say, okay, I want to read this one later, grab it, save it. I want to read this one later, save it, and do that to several articles. And then later on, at my leisure, I can go back in Evernote, read them. Or if I know at the end of the month, when I'm putting together my list of things I'm going to do for my Windows SIG, I just put in Windows and I search and I just look for the last month of information. And I find all of the articles about it, and I pick and choose which of those articles I want to use for my meeting. And now I've got the gist of what I want to do. Or if I want to come up with something for our Learning Chromebooks show, I can just type in Chromebooks and it'll give me all the articles about Chromebooks, and I can pick and choose what information I might want to use for our show.
Have you used it to make slides, like presentation slides?
I'll take some of the articles and you can save them. You can save them out as a file and then put it in like in PowerPoint and so on. The version 6, it actually had something that you could make a slide presentation. And what I would do is I'd make a notebook with certain notes in it, and then just go through one from one to the other and talk about those different items. But the new version doesn't have that feature.
Okay.
So you'd have to put it in something else in order to create a slideshow.
What would you recommend?
Oh, I use PowerPoint, but if you don't have PowerPoint, you can use the Google, what's it called? That Sheets, that's their spreadsheet. It's, I can't remember the name of the Google show.
Like Google Docs? What?
No, well, Google Docs is like Word. Google Sheets is like Excel, and they have one that's like PowerPoint. And I just, the name of it is escaping me.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, does it work with Hotmail and DuckDuckGo?
Well, if you find the information, you can save whatever's on the screen. So it doesn't matter what you're using. It
Right.
doesn't save it automatically from DuckDuckGo is a search engine. They do, I believe, now have a browser, but it does use, there is a web clipper for Firefox. And what was the other one that you mentioned?
I wondered if it worked with Hotmail as opposed to Gmail.
Oh, Hotmail. Well, no, not natively, but you can, again, you could save whatever it is out or mail it to your account.
And how does it scan Word files that I've got in the cloud? Can it?
Well,
scan?
you'd have to get them into Evernote. You could save the document as a note or as a PDF
All right, and how large?
or as a doc.
how
Again,
is there any
again-
space limitation?
there's not a space limitation. There's an upload and a document size limitation. But other than that, no, I got 17,000 and I have never reached any kind of limit with
there's a
any
limit to how much
of
you
the
can-
documents
But there's a limit to how much you can add a month.
in one note. Yes.
But no limit to the number of notes that you can add in a month.
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
Obviously, the free version you can't upload as much per month as you would in the paid account. But the free account would give you a pretty good idea if you're going to reach those limits. And then you would go, if you don't reach them and you only have 2 devices, stay with the free version until you need to go to the paid version.
Huey,
Yes.
the Google version of PowerPoint is slides.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope this gives you an idea on ways to organize yourself very easily and just play with it. Get the free version. It's a free account. Get the free version and play with it a little bit. And if it helps you, so be it. It might be more work than you need, and it might be something you don't want to learn how to use. It's second nature to me. I've used it for so many years, but it certainly saves me a ton of time, not only in saving things, but finding the information after I've saved them. And I try to make sure that everything that I want to save, even if I've saved the file, I'll throw it into Evernote as well. Because sometimes if I save a document, and it's something I might want to have in Evernote. Now, another thing I do with Evernote is I have my driver's license, a copy of my driver's license, a copy of my car registration, a copy of my insurance, a copy of my medications, and so on. I have them in a folder, its own notebook, and it's not folder, but its own notebook that I can bring up. And so, you're in your car, you get stopped by the police, and they say, "Let me see your registration and your driver's license." And you're fumbling around, you can't find. You open up the glove compartment to find your registration, and there's no way in the heck you're going to find it, especially when a cop's looking over your shoulder. So what I do is I just have that notebook I call cops, and so all I got to do is type in cops, and it brings me up everything that's in there. So here's everything you need.
Huey, that's fantastic.
Not that I get stopped a lot, but it has happened.
I was going to ask because I had a feeling
Okay.
you probably stopped a lot and you used that all the time.
No, not really. Maybe twice in the last many years.
Any rate, I think that tonight was just phenomenal. We got a lot of information. Evernote is very, very interesting. And Zeta Haley summed it all up when she said, "Oh, wow, cool." And that's what it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your putting this all together for us tonight. And I think a lot of us probably have some more questions, and we can always email you, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good. Well, thank you again. And now, before we leave tonight, I just want to say that there is someone who has won the $50 gift. And I know who it is, but you know what? The person that's going to send the gift to this person isn't here tonight. So I just want to make sure that I have got the right email for Jack Hansen. Jack, the winner. How about
All right,
that?
Jack.
How about that? Congratulations to you. And Sharon Rump will be getting in touch with you. And I have, is that correct? You're muted, but you can shake. Yes? Okay, thank you so much. And with that, if there's nothing more to come before the group tonight, I will say.
When will the recording be available so I can catch what I missed?
Well, probably by sometime tomorrow, maybe
Oh,
later tonight,
great.
but I would
Great.
say probably tomorrow.
And that's on the STUG website?
That'll be on the STUG YouTube channel.
Okay, great.
So-
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Huey. Any other questions before we call it quits? And I thank you all for coming tonight. It was a pleasure to have you, and we will see you in a class or next month.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
See you in the morning, Huey.
Yep.